use himself or herself, I'm going to invite each and every one of them to come and address the audience. And we should expect them to talk to us. If after speaking, it's a family forum, it's a family discussion. You have anything you want to, the members of the association here, you have anything you want to discuss with the president, we are witnesses. You can raise it, and let's hear the leadership responding to all those interventions they are going to have. With this, I would like to welcome you to the Family Forum of 2025 during the 33rd Engineering Assembly. Of course, we have our own codes. In the Council of Coren, we have a family, and we have what we call the firstborn, the secondborn, the thirdborn, and then the lastborn. So I'm going to address them by this coding and inviting them using this coding. And then we have an uncle there with them, the Aken president. So with this, I would like to please join me to welcome the firstborn to come and address us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. My name is Engineer Dr. Felicia Nena Agobata. I'm the Vice President, Corporate Services of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I'm standing in for the President of the foremost engineering institution in Africa, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, who happens to be the first female president and the 34th president of the society. I would like to respectfully recognize the past presidents of society on whose shoulders she is standing here to speak, as well as our fellows and our distinguished engineers here present. She was sworn in 2024 January, and she swung into action with her team called Team NSC. There's a document produced that was called the MOPSA document. It was adopted in council, and it became the NSC strategic agenda. The NSC strategic agenda is built on 5 pillars, and that is the 5 pillars the agenda has been working on. You will agree with me that the first among them is the membership development. In terms of membership, we have grown. Our branches have also increased. Second one is intergovernmental and industry academia collaboration. Presently, the president is unavoidably absent in this room because she is presently collaborating with the Minister of Science and Technology. They are in a meeting presently in the Secretariat for the growth and rebirth of NSC and engineering and engineers. The third on the MOPSA document is international relations. We have done absolutely beautiful in this regard. We are the OTC in Houston, Texas, and President was among the professionals that was in the session on the Nigerian pavilion. She was the only professional association body that was in the same session with the ministers of both petroleum and that of gas during the OTC. And NSC was well acknowledged. I remember one of them asking me, where have we been? I said, we are here. Because NSC have grown and our publicity is top-notch. Next is that of community impact. Through our branches, we are making impact in various communities. From Abuja branch to Maitama branch to Ikeja branch to Meduguri branch to Sokoto branch to Gombe branch and all the branches of NSC, they are doing things in their communities because these are part of the things that we use to judge them during group dynamics. So we are moving through the communities. Because we work with branches, branches are the ones closest to the people. So they are the ones closest to these communities. We use them for this community impact and other things that they do. The next is Reimaging governance and socials. Presently, we are #1 on social media. On LinkedIn, NSC is ranked #1 among all professional bodies in the world, including WFEO. We are #1 when it comes on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and even on Facebook. We have rebetted in such a way that our publicity presently is top-notch. We don't just do things, we also publicize the things that we do. That is why initially, when you talk about NSC, people think it's Nigerian Stock Exchange. We have taken our name back. NSC is now synonymous with Nigerian Society of Engineers. And we are the #1 professional engineering institution in Africa. And we are hoping to be the #1 globally by the grace of God. We also want to restate our commitment to Coren as our father, that moving forward on the eco pace that was discussed today, that we are going to do what? Bring in our competence and our capacity to lead the advocacy and the publicity when it comes to ensuring that the EcoPace program is widely publicized. Currently, we have changed the face of the NSC building in Abuja. Currently, we have restructured the reception area, befitting of a professional engineering institution of our status. That will be launched tomorrow by the Minister of State for Power during the council meeting tomorrow. I also want to inform us, it's good news, that the much long disputed land in Lagos, we have also secured the judgment in our favor for that land that we've been struggling with King's College in Lagos over, courtesy of our revered past presidents and our revered fellows engineers, who made it possible and supported all causes for the past 15 years. It might be worthy to know that we've been in court for the past 15 years, but today, with the help of our fellows and our revered past president and all engineers' goodwill, we've been able to reclaim that for us. Tomorrow, the president will also be submitting in council various memos for approval. I will leave it at that because it's still subject to approval by council. But I might like to tell us that the Gwarimpa building is going to come up. We've also secured the creation of a cooperative society for the society. NSC now have a cooperative society. Our land in Alausa area in Lagos is also going to be developed. The land in Gwarimpa is also going to develop. Then the mass housing project for all engineers is also on course. The Asset Management and Development Directorate of the society is on course. Team NSC is delighted to say that though we are not yet where we think or where we want to be, but I must tell us that the train has departed the station and the pilot is doing excellently well and is strategically taking us to what? To the destined place where we are supposed to be. Thank you and God bless you all.
You don't have any challenge? You don't have any challenge? Yeah.
Sorry, okay. I was asked to whether we have any challenge. Yes. The challenges we are having in terms of state governments implementing the approved scheme of services. Some state governments are yet to do that. We want to encourage, and also for the ERM in some states, which are actually being championed and manned by our members in those states, some states are not giving them adequate support. But I must also commend Lagos State, our Lagos, championed by Engineer Mrs. Aramide Adeyoye. Please, can you please be on your seat or your feet? Who graciously got the approval of a bus for the ERM in Lagos, using her office as the SA Office of Works to the Governor of Lagos State. I also want to commend the Kwara State chapter of NSC Ilori. I don't know whether they are there. Their ERM is also very, very, okay, he's here. Thank you so much, sir. These are the two ERM that we can say that our engineers are actually making roads, and they are also publicizing the things they are doing. One thing is for you to be doing a lot, another thing is for you to put it out in the public domain. We are the only one to tell our story. Nobody will tell our story for us. Let us continue to do what? Let us continue to tell our story. Thank you.
Go back. Anambra State. ERM Anambra State. Go back. Go back. No, it's okay. Go back. No.
Sorry.
Anambra.
I forgot that Meju is here. Engineer Meju, please be on your feet.
Yeah.
The ERM Anambra State,
yes.
That's my state.
Yes.
Yes. Meju, you are doing wonderfully well. Thank you so much for the support and commitment to that lofty assignment that was given to you. You did not just discharge the assignment, you ate the assignment. Thank you.
And now you can sit down. Now you can sit down. Meju is there. No. Thank you very much. I think we should, when I see Meju and Elder Mbemena, I say, no, go back. Because we know what you are doing in Oka, in Nsukka, in Anambra State. ERM in Anambra State are also making us proud, just like Lagos and like Ilorin. Thank you so much. Can I call the second born to also take the podium?
Nate, design, build, and maintain for national progress. The chairman of this session and the president of Coren. My name remains Right Honorable Engineering Technologies Dominic Udotan, a Knight of St. Bulumba and a Fellow of NATE. By the grace of God, the National President of Nigeria Association of Technologists in Engineering. I am in the first half of my second term as the National President of NATE. It is a privilege to address this gathering for the fourth time. Within the year under review, let me refresh your memory that NATE is established in the 36 states and ABUJA with 15 branch chapters. 37 branches and 15 chapters. Within the past 2 years, we have chartered 5 new chapters. And 5 more is to be chartered this year. Within my presidency and the team, Coren has graciously, we have worked with Coren, and the Coren president have graciously, for the first time in the history of NATE, our members are in various committees in NATE, about 15 subcommittees. We thank the president for giving us this opportunity. We are working with committees. We work with subcommittees to enhance proper running of NATE. For this year, we run zonal seminars and conferences for advocacy. We have done this year in South-South. Another one is coming up in the Southeast and in the Northwest. By the grace of God also, our membership have increased. And our registration with Coren have also increased. We are grateful to the Coren president for the avenues that he has approved for us to register with Coren. NATE has the various websites. We have a new website, we have the Facebook, we have the Instagram, and they are all running. You can register online, you can pay your dues and do everything online. We have a running magazine, and by next year we are going to launch our own quarterly journal, The Technologists. By last year, we had the foundation laying for our corporate headquarters. And as we are talking, it is at the decking level. NATE is growing fast, but we have challenges. The major challenge of NATE is it has to do with the members. The members are not, there is no satisfaction in their place of work. The issue of career progression has become a recurring decimal and a thorn in our flesh. We are once again appealing to our senior brothers, the Nigerian Society of Engineers. We cannot leave them because they are our boss. They are the head of service. They are the directors of engineering. They are in all, they head all engineering establishment. There is no doubt about that by their training. But we are saying that we, the technology, should be carried along. That a situation that a technologist terminates at level 14 and you expect him until he has PGD, which is 2 additional years in the university. And not only that now, they have added that you must have masters, PGD 2 years, masters 2 years before you cross. It is not acceptable, it is inhuman. We are appealing that just like with BSc, you can move to level 17, that only with HND and Coren certificate, with training and retraining, that we should be able to progress beyond level 14, not as engineers, not to be called engineers, but as technologists in our own right. We don't want confession from engineers, from technologists to engineers. Allow us to progress beyond level 14 as technologists so that we will have this job satisfaction. It is so demoralizing that an ND person will move from level 6 to level 14. HND holder will also move from level 8 to 14 and stagnate for the rest. Some within 20 years of service, they are stagnated for another 15, 20 years. Please, our senior brothers, our father, the current president, see how we can come together to solve this problem. The issue is not asking us to go for PGD and go for masters. That is not the answer. People are converting, but you can stop this confession by allowing us move as technologists beyond level 14. I know this year's theme that has to do with compliance and remuneration, that this matter will be tackled by both our NSC president and the council. Finally, I still want, you can hear the 001 had said that the new salary structure for the engineers. Yes, the new salary structures for the engineers may take the engineers to level 10. But what happens to your junior brothers, the other siblings that were on level 8? Have you talked on their behalf so that they can also move as you are moving? as a senior, must we be going differently? No. We should go as a family. That is why when the engineers are moving, turn around and ensure that your brother, you carry your brother along. You can't move from level 8. Before it was level 8, step 4 for engineers, and level 8, step 2 for technologists. Now it's going to be level 10 when it is implemented, and technologies still remain in level 8. It is not fair. Senior brothers, as we are moving, go back and negotiate. Let it be all embracing for engineers, for technologists, for technicians, and for the craftsmen. This is the way forward. It is an humble appeal. Finally, I want to sincerely thank this assembly for always providing this opportunity. Thank the current president and indeed the council for playing the fatherly role in uniting Coren as a family, especially the love he has for the junior siblings in the family. Indeed, Coren is a blessing for Nigeria. And our take in the ECOPACE is that it's a good thing that Coren have done. We should take more inputs from all the major stakeholders so that at the end, whatsoever we come out with will be acceptable to all. Thank you very much, and God bless. Let me announce that our AGM is at Lagos from the 14th to the 16th of November. It is at Digital Bridge, Lagos. So you are all invited to attend the NATE Confutec at Lagos. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, second born. I think let everybody know that you are the second born. 002, that's how we call them in the council. No, maybe wait, madam, go back there. Let's do it as we are doing in council. 001 or 02, remember? Very well. We are adjusting the sitting as we are doing in council, in that manner. I will now invite the third sibling, the chairman board of trustees of NICET. Like I said, we don't have a president, so the chairman of the board of trustees is invited. I will invite him to the podium to also address us.
I choose to remain Deacon Emmanuel Ajewole James, fellow NICET. Well, my coming here today is an appeal. For as we all know, that I've been aware that we have a lot of issues with NICET. In the few months that have passed, a few years, about 4 years now, and we are trying our possible best to make sure that situation is put in place. Fellow professionals, in the light of recent messages calling us to unity and renewal of our understanding to work together, I, as chairman of Board of Trustees, lend full support to this noble call. And I want to thank Coren for the effort they have been able to put in place before now. Almost about 2 or 3 times, we have been called to make sure that things are put in place so that we can work together in one accord. And to this is why I say, let us embrace the new mindset and recommit ourselves to the founding vision of NICET. We all realize that it was a vision and rooted in love for one another. We work as a team in truth and mutual trust for one another. And where this situation is lacking, you find that there will be a division. Now is the time to rise above divisions and work together as a team so that we'll be able to put in place those things that we have missed so much. Like I said, we put division apart and set aside personal interests and work together in the unity of the progress of our institution. Coren has done a lot to put situation together to help us to understand one another. But I think it is time now that we move ahead and put the situation aright. Now to appeal to all that have been in court, and we will withdraw every case from court and settle down as a family so that we'll be welcomed back to what area we have lost ground. Well, falling is in growth, and you find out that falling is not the answer, but having fallen to sleep on the ground without waking up is a problem. Now, every one of us has realized it, that we need to work together. We need to reawaken from our slumbering and then come together, set aside personal interests, and work together, like I said, in unity and progress of this institution. As we move forward, let us also offer sincere thanks to Almighty God and to our big brothers, the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3, and the number 4 that has been able to speak together in one accord to reach a conclusion of what we are discussing today. And God will help us as we move in this trusting one another to arrive at a standard that will be acceptable as it has been before. God will help us in Jesus' name. As we, like I said, the Almighty God will help us. Humble, seek together, and work together. We can build a better future for NICET and for the generations to come. We should put aside self-interest. And as we do this, definitely we will move forward. We have a step forward to move. And very soon, less than even in about 6 months' time, AGM will be called and put in place all our senior brothers, our senior brother, our senior sister, and then our number 1, number 2, number 3, so that we'll be able to work together and arrive at the decision we are putting up today. Thank you very much. I remain Emmanuel James. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. It's understandable. NICET has been divided. They are not together. There are factions. So we have gotten, a very good ground now. Converging, having a common direction. So we will not expect, some milestones, some accomplishments. But I think the main takeaway is that they have resolved and they have agreed to go for AGM. We will try to support you to ensure that the AGM takes place and you go and get a mandate. Whoever, the AGM wants to return as president, do it properly, transparently, and with that, you are good to come. And then you join the family and we continue the journey. We thank you very much and wish you best of luck. May I call on the last born, as we call him, to take his turn.
Thank you, the chairman and the president of Coren. Honorable Umar Usman Mekunkele F. Naik is my name, president of Nigerian Association of Engineering Craftsmen, NAEC. Mr. Chairman, with due respect to all established protocols, I want to start this way. On behalf of the Nigerian Association of Engineering Craftsmen, I wish to appreciate the President and Council of Coren for the new roadmap, for the gazetting of new regulations for Coren, to enable enforcement. Establishment of new routes for the engineering craftsmen, which include the state labor trade test. The AWS, Assistant Work Superintendent Cadre, the Work Superintendent Cadre, the Vocational Enterprise Institute, the Innovation Enterprise Institutes, and other certificates approved by the Council as new route to enable our craftsmen register. Mr. Chairman and Chairman of Council, we say thank you. We also want to appreciate your support to our last AGM, which took place in the Abakaliki, November, for your financial support. I will also want to use this medium to appreciate the 001 and the 0022 for their support during that conference. We say thank you. As you all know, the association is responsible for the registration of engineering crafts practitioners in Nigeria for onward licensing by Coren. We have carried out activities under the year, during the year under review 2004 as follows. Licensing, registration of new members. In the 2024, this was the year that we recorded the highest membership of this association. We also registered the highest number of licensing by Coren of our members. We had advocacy programs on radio and televisions to sensitize members on the reason for them to be registered and be licensed by Coren to practice as professionals. And also the need for the society to request the services of professionals and not quacks in carrying out engineering activities in the country. Procurement of land at Buhari for NAEC permanent sites. In 2024, the association was able to procure a land at Buhari as new NAEC permanent site. Now, as I'm reporting, we have done the perimeter fencing of this land. And hopefully by this year, 2025, we are going to start the foundation of our new permanent building in Buhari. We are able to also buy share with the Zenith Bank, which we have started enjoying the dividends. We are able to review the NAEC constitution. The NAEC constitution has been reviewed. We have also done publication of new NAEC register in the year under review. 2024 AGM conference was successful, held at Abakaliki. Activities of NAEC for 2025. The 2025 AGM conference will take place at Minna, the capital of Niger State. It is also an election year where new national escorts will be elected. Our challenges. The association is facing these challenges: lack of encouragement, neglect and lack of recognition by most establishments of craftsmen license by our senior colleagues in engineering profession and various managements. There is no difference between a personnel that is licensed by Coren to practice as craftsman with that is just practicing without being licensed. In times of promotion and appointments, this is a major challenge to our membership drive. People often ask questions, if there is no difference in terms of appointment and promotion, then why must I be licensed as a craftsman? That is seriously affecting our members in times of registration. not sponsoring our members to engineering programs. As I often said, I have two examples. We have two organizations. One sponsored 60 engineering personnel to this present engineering assembly. One sponsored 40. And to our dismay, there's no even single craftsman sponsored by this organization to this conference. It is seriously discouraging. Our senior colleagues not doing our work are now doing our work. If you go to the oil industry, the work of a craftsman is taken over by our senior colleagues. The welding and fabrication work, the repair and maintenance in some lucrative organizations are no longer handled by the craftsmen. This is a major challenge to our profession. In some ministries, there are no more craftsmen cadre. In some ministries, you just see one or two people who are exiting already and no replacement. So it is the cadre, the engineering craftsman cadre is killed in most of the ministry. They are no longer visible. This is a major setup. These issues affect the practice of the craftsman and of course also affect the enrollment of our members in our technical colleges. If you are an engineering craftsman and you are facing this problem, then what do you expect somebody who is there to come? As a craftsman today, if this thing persists, there's no how I can encourage my child to go to the technical college. Because if you get here, there's going to be issue. And that is why you can see students are no more enrolling to technical colleges because of the effects we are having, those who are into the service are facing in their course of practice. This seriously affects our membership drive as a body, and of course, the invited pyramid of the Coren register. Yes, it's affecting our registration, and of course, you know the inverted pyramid in Coren register, which is not supposed to be. The ratio, the engineering family structure, the engineer, the technologist, the technician, and the craftsmen, which are supposed to be the largest, unfortunately are becoming the least on Coren register. Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to seek the indulgence of all our senior colleagues who are here. Coren is an engineering family. And if we want to maintain it as a family, then we must not leave the last born to suffer. The last born has suffered a lot, and we want to plead with you that please carry us along in your engineering activities. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and you're welcome.
Thank you very much, last born. Very wonderful and very good submission. Thank you. May I call on Aken, President, to also speak to the audience as a member of the family.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished participants, colleagues, I here once again standing before you. I will not bore you much because you've had a lot from us. So I will go straight to say that just for the benefit of especially the younger ones and perhaps the few ones that know little about Association for Consulting Engineering in Nigeria, that AKEN is a group of licensed independent engineering consultants that was founded sometime in 1970 and 71 precisely, and then registered in 1979. And before 2001, AKEN used to register individual engineers as consultants, or as members rather. But from 2001, we stopped that, and then we only register firm membership. And since then, we have in our register about 600 so far, 600 member organizations in the country. Out of these 600, we only have about 300 as financial members or active members, so to say. So ICANN is synonymous to excellence. It's all about keeping engineering at the highest standard. And as experts, we also value continuous professional development very well, and most of our activities is centered around that. Sometime in the engineering family, we are referred to as, although personally I'm not fond of that name, as the elitist group. But to me, and modestly I would say, we are the business arm of the engineering family. So we have some modest achievement over the years. We belong to the international body of the consulting engineers, which is referred to as, maybe probably some of us that are in practice will know, the International Federation for Consulting Engineers, which is called FIDIC. FIDIC is popularly known for her condition of contracts. There is no way you will talk about contracts in this world that you will not use those condition of contract provided by FIDIC. FIDIC is over 100 years old and a group of member association in over 100 countries in the world. And her member span up to 1 million. So we have the African or regional body, which used to be called as GAMA, but now called as FIDIC Africa. And at this juncture, lest I forget, I would like to bring to our notice that we have done modestly well in both the international arena and also regionally. And recently, we have produced the president-elect, the vice president for FIDIC Africa, in the person of our past president. Engineer, may I call on Engineer George Okoroma, our past president, immediate past president, to stand up for recognition and then for this noble assembly to, acknowledge you as the president-elect of FIDIC Africa. That is an achievement for us. And then I want all ICANN members, especially council members, to also please stand to be recognized and then order the generality of our membership in this hall, because we have been very active engineers in the events of our profession in terms of NSA. Please, consultant in the hall. All of you are consultant. Thank you very much. Yes, please stand up for recognition. I want to see half of the hall. So I'm taking notes. I'm taking the attendance. For those that have not, please sit down. Then, I've talked about our membership status. Then there is what we call the ICANN School of Consulting Engineering. And we do a lot of activities on that. Believe me, if you check your different engineering platform on regular basis, currently we have some announcement on training. We take training, very strongly. So, and on regular basis, we do provide training, both free of charge as webinars and also as workshop and training session for token of fee. So we do a lot of activities in ICANN School of Consulting Engineering. We have what we call another one, business evening, where we bring, both engineers and members of other professions, allied and even other professions, to talk to us, and then in an atmosphere where, we'll discuss topical issues that affects the business. So we do that at least about in various, in our zones. I can have about 5 zones: Lagos, Ibadan, and not specifically according to the geopolitical zone, because Ibadan is added because of the large spread of our membership around that axis. But others follow the geopolitical zones of the country. Then, our modest scorecard, as you can see, we do a lot of collaboration with Coren, our regulatory body, and also NSC. And it's on that basis that we brought about to you what we had bring in the morning. We also do some collaboration with World Bank. And for the second time in 1 year, we have done training for the World Bank. And then we have done training with the MDS, especially Federal Ministry of Works. For the first time, we have done high-level training. Pardon me, but at least to the best of my knowledge, it's the first time that we have this type of training for engineers at the director and controller levels. Director, deputy director, and then controllers. We did that one last September. And then also, we did some intervention, especially when the menace of the Aloe Dam flood happened. We were there on ground with Coren and NSC, and then we have submitted a report of our findings of study as a cost of, and then mitigation for that flood disaster. We also, have secured in recently, like 3-4 years ago, during the presidency of Engineer Okoroma, a plot of land in Abuja, about 4.97 hectares, and now is due for development. We are at very conclusive state of discussion with the partner under joint venture, and then very soon work will commence in that our land in the area called Aviation Village, very close to the airport. So our challenges is none other than lack of patronage and payment. Then, coupled with the sizes of our farms. The sizes of our farms, we need to bring them together. We need to come together to, be able to start participating in regional and global space. For us to do that, we cannot go with the kind of size, the sizes of our farms that we currently have. So unfavorable government procurement policies is affecting us seriously, and then also inadequate corporate sponsorship to enhance smooth operation, but with the exception of companies like MyCom and others. They are really doing well in the area of sponsorship. On this note, I say thank you very much for giving us the privilege to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, members of the family. I will open for discussions, but for limited time, I will take maximum 3 here. So I've seen the hand, 1, 2, 3. On this side, 1, another 3, 2, 3. Okay, so we go.
Thank you, Mr. President, and all other members, all protocols duly observed. My name is Olumide Ajose, and I'm a retired professor of electrical engineering and a former registrar of Coren. I have comments when they were talking about ERP, and I went to the president, and he said I should hold on. So that's why I'm talking now. on that ERP, it's a marvelous work that has been done, and I commend it. But I think I want to suggest that Coren liaise with NUC so that we can go back to university program, graduation program. In those days, we used to have 3 years to qualify, when I was a student at the University of Lagos, to qualify BSc, bachelor's. And then we went and came back, and then we started 4-year program in which you have at the 400 level, at the 300 level, some 3 months industrial attachment, and at the 400 level, 6 months industrial attachment. I think I will rather feel that we jettison this program and go back to 3 years academic program for engineering, and then make this ERP compulsory for you to come back to graduate. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is what is going to make us as real practicing engineers. So I would suggest that you might consider working with NUC so that we can tamper with the program that is existing and make a 3-year program, and then make this ERM 1-year compulsory program before you come back to graduate. So that is one. And on the scale of fees for EcoSpace, I was reading that what we were having before was based on 200 naira to $1, and that becomes unrealistic, I think, if I had it well. I just feel that I don't know whether it's feasible if you can base the fees on the cost of construction and not on dollar or whatever. So cost of construction, because if you design and the cost of construction goes up, of course, the percentage of your fee should also go up. So that's what I think, it's just a suggestion. And the third one I want to talk about is when Naik man was talking. I think before, we used to have trade school. I remember Yaba, a trade school was in Yaba. What do we call it at that time? Well, it's a trade, where you go, trade center, yeah, trade center in Yaba. And there are also other trade centers. But now, they are gone dead. They are now used as secondary school. I wonder why Coren cannot take it up with government to see what can be done, because we are lacking in craftsmen. The crafts we are lacking, and that is a very good foundation partner for engineering program. So that's why most of our crafts, they go to import them from Cotonou and all these things, because they go to real trade school. I think what we can do, Coren can think of going back to government and bring back this trade school so that, and this goes with what I think I read in the newspapers when President Tinubu, I think they were proposing that they want to start giving some crafts training. I don't know whether I get it right, but I read in the papers. So I think this present government is also interested in crafts and also getting our people jobs. So I think we can have to get back to government and see what we can do in that area. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please go to the next person. Yes, behind you.
Mr. President and President of various engineering members, my question goes to the last two on the ladder. That is Naik and Nate. Naik and Naik. Please, I feel that we are on the field. Anytime Coren monitor goes out, they don't even recognize Coren. The artisan don't recognize, the technician don't recognize. I want to find out which of the states are you active, apart from maybe when we see you here. So those two present will have to answer that questions. I want to thank NSC. Anytime we go out, they acknowledge there is Coren. And the technology NATE too, they do that. But for the last two ladders, they don't recognize Coren. They rather recognize their local association. So I think Coren needs to look at the last two babies. They are not doing very well on the field. Then too, like the last speaker has spoken, Coren needs to collaborate with the present administration to ensure that the rate of converting polytechnic to university is stopped. We need more of those in the ladder and the bottom of the ladder than producing many generals without the field something. Because for every engineer, there is the number of the others that has to be trained. But in Nigeria, most of our politicians, they are just converting polytechnics to universities. I think this trend has to be stopped. So I want to thank my NSC that you are doing well, you are not giving us problem. Then I'm not crucifying the other, but I'm encouraging that their members, they have to put their houses in order. They don't recognize family. And anytime I see their president here, I just wonder whether they are from the moon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Give it to the last person on, yes, behind you there.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I am Engineer Professor Sam Baba Onoja, Federal University, Wukari. I have 3 issues. One is the public address system of this meeting. This is the highest engineering meeting in Nigeria. I wasn't here last year. I don't know whether it was like this. Last year I was out of the country. But the public address system is so poor. The video is very good, but the audio is not good at all. For those of us who are in front are the ones hearing a little. So when people are walking around, sometimes you don't blame them because what is going on, they do not understand. So if we are going to meet again here next year, I will request that the public address system, the audio particularly, be properly fixed. I think I'm speaking the mind of many people in this meeting. My second point is to state that what we need are different units of the family is collaboration, not competition. Hello? So that what is happening in the medical sector, doctors fighting pharmacists or fighting nurses or fighting all these things should not be repeated here. Or what happened in educational institutions like academic staff and non-academic staff at each other's neck. This is a very, very unique profession that all of us are engineers in practice. Whether you are a technologist, whether you are a craftsman, or whether you are an engineer. So I'm appealing to us, and I got so concerned when the chairman and the presidents were presenting, as if their senior brothers or senior people are stepping on their toes. It's not so. There is a division of labor. And if there's anywhere there's division in labor, in all professions, it's in engineering. It's when we don't recognize it. That is why, like the last speaker said, the trade schools or technical schools have collapsed. And everybody is getting degree, even if he doesn't know how to join 2 wires. So I just want to recommend that in these different sectors, let's see how to prepare our members to be competent. And let's work together in collaboration, not in competition. And the last point is the need for advocacy. The president has said it. He said that to us when we were in the committee of this meeting, And I want to, and some of the presentation have talked about this advocacy. There are many things we have in paper that are not implemented in the government organizations, ministries, and what have you. Because you have it there, but when it gets there, in fact, one of my colleagues was sharing with me yesterday, he is a DG of a government construction company. And when a contract is given, sometimes they are bringing people who have not registered for the past 4 or 5 years. So we need a lot of advocacy with all that we have to push this profession forward, especially among the government, because in Nigeria, the private sector is still small, especially except in the cities. So I want to encourage Coren particularly, and maybe the other bodies, to do more advocacy among the politicians and governments that we have. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Yes, the last three on my left. Can I remember? I'm not asking for hand. They have raised their hand already. Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. All protocols duly observed. I'll try to be as fast as possible because I have a lot here. The first thing I want to talk about is Team NSE. You talked about father-son relationship on Coren. NSE was born in 1958. Coren was born in 1970. I don't know how a child born in 1970 can be the father of 1958. So the relationship, strictly, is not a father-son relationship. I know it's out of convenience. The father we all have is the government.
No, it's not out of convenience. It's out of law. It's a legal issue. Coren regulate NSE. NSE is answerable to Coren.
Anyway,
legally, that is where it is.
That's a side comment.
In this country. No. It's not an issue of age. It's an issue of who is answerable to who. Yeah. Coren regulate NSE. That is it, and that's where it is by law.
Anyway, that's just an aside.
Don't send wrong messages, sir. Don't send wrong messages.
All right, let me go to the other issues.
Please do.
To NATE, I can see when the president of NATE spoke, he was making a lot of appeal to NSC to help, push. We have a government. Most of the pressures that generated or brought up this condition of service was on government. And this has been a product of several years of pressure and different regimes. So I will advise NATE to put the pressure where it is. It is government. It's a good thing to move the entry point forward. But the person or the group to talk to is the government, not NSC or the number one, as we call them. They can help, but put the pressure where it rightly belongs. Otherwise, you have a situation where you want something from your father, you go to your brother and say, help me tell daddy to give me this thing. It will not be as effective as if you put your pressure directly on government. To the craftsman's group, there is a lot of organization required. I expect that you try and put your house in order. What the association should put pressure on is certification. Certification of all these skills. Electricians are certified in the other climates, and the level of patronage, the amount you get, depends on your level. We used to have the trade test, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Your remuneration depends on the grade that you have. So certification should be part of the struggle of the association so that you can get recognition and better reward for your payment. And this can translate into qualification for promotion in the service also. So I will advise the association to pay a lot of attention to certification, and that translates directly into what you get for your services and what you get for salary in the government. Now, Coren, if I recall our days here, we did a lot of work on technical colleges in Nigeria. We went around the whole country identifying technical colleges, and for years we were working on this. I'm saying this because we are still talking about skills, shortage of skills in Nigeria. There is need to follow the recommendation of that committee so that we can have more technical schools being set up. Some states are actually doing that now. Education is in the concurrent list. A lot of states can take steps, build more technical colleges to equip their citizens with skills. And once they acquire these skills, it's a global world. They can go out. An electrician well-trained in Nigeria can function well even if he japas. But if he's not well-trained and certified, if he goes, he will not have a place. So I believe that Coren can dust up that report and continue to work with government for the setting up of more skill acquisition centers and more technical colleges, so that that pyramid that we say has been reversed will be gradually corrected over the years. I believe I can stop there, but
Thank
that
you,
should
sir.
be okay for now. Thank you.
Please, yes. Look at him. Yeah, we'll go to him.
Good afternoon, everyone. The presidents of Coren and our dear leaders of the various associations. My name is the very Reverend Engineer Kufre Udoka. I have some contributions to make. One, the first one is in addition to what the various professors that spoke have said, and with the last person, the last engineer. He talked about certification and licensing. So I also want to emphasize that Coren should enforce the certification and licensing of all the various personnel in engineering. Because if you go out there now, we have more than 1,000 craftsmen, technicians, technologists, and engineers without evidence of training. Evidence of training is through certification and licensing. So we need to have the certification and licensing so that we will show as an evidence. And employers of labor that are all here should encourage certification and licensing of engineering personnel, not to look for cheap labor, but to look for professionals that are certified and licensed to do the trade in which they were trained on. The second point that I have here is on collaboration. We need Coren and the various engineering associations need to collaborate with the various industries and the academic sector. For the academic sector, if you look at the curriculum that we have now presently, we will discover that they are old curriculum. The syllabus still the old syllabus that yet to be reviewed. Some universities and higher institutions may have reviewed, but we need to look at that, because in the past few weeks and months, I had opportunity to ask some youth corpers some basic electrical engineering questions. We are unable to answer. Some have not even seen a multimeter, how they use a multimeter. How can a 5 years graduate, a graduate that finished electrical engineering under a 5 years program cannot even operate a simple electrical multimeter. That is to show the weaknesses of our engineering syllabus that we have institutions. Then the third and last from me on the area of monitoring. We to enforce the monitoring of engineering projects. A typical example on local government, a contract from a road construction project from Ikarekpene to Aba, Ikarekpene in Akwa Ibom State to Aba in Abia State. The road is awarded to an international company, but the outcome of the road construction is poor. Even the villagers are complaining. The drainage system looks as if it is a snake. It moves anywhere there is a barrier, they jump the barrier away and take the simple side of it. Please let Coren, that is in Akwa Ibom, visit Ikarekpene to Aba and monitor that project. Even a village construction company can do better than that international company. Please take note. The road between Ikarekpene and Aba should be considered for trip and inspection. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who is the last person on this? Okay, Yahya.
Thank you, my president. I think there's a misconception on what really is on ground and what is people perceive as what it is. My name is Yahya Yakubu, a past president of the craftsmen. I can tell you, sir, the challenges we are witnessing within the craftsmen cadre is not even about the lack of craftsmen or the quality of craftsmen. But, sir, just like the doctors that we are crying about doctors in Nigeria, the craftsmen are jackpying. They are escaping. I can tell you tentatively, sir, standing here, that in 2025 alone, Europe, specifically, I'm talking about Germany, has taken over 200 to 300 craftsmen out of Nigeria. They give them visa, give them accommodation, give them anything. We have the cheapest training and the best training in Nigeria. Whatever it takes you to train a craftsman in Nigeria cannot even train an engineer abroad. So that syndrome of drain is also affecting the craftsmen. And if you said perhaps maybe nobody is getting technical training or whatever it is, of course, we need to know about government policies. The present administration has opened up all the federal technical colleges in Nigeria, and they are giving out admission free of charge. That